It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA. You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlyn Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when they mimicking what Caitlyn Clark was doing to numerous opponents en route to the Final Four. And then Angel Reese and LSU bust their living you-know-what at that particular moment in time. And Angel Reese was in her face chirping at her the way that she did. It would have never gotten to this point.
Stephen A. Smith didn't just comment, he combusted. After the Caitlyn Clark racial slur drama, he went nuclear on Angel Reese with a kind of verbal detonation that makes ESPN producers reach for the delay button like it's a nuclear launch code. What did Angel say? Why is Stephen A. breathing fire like a sports-loving dragon? And how did a basketball debate morph into a full-blown cultural quake? If you thought the court was heated, wait until you hear what Smith unleashed. This wasn't just a clapback. It was a slam dunk of destruction.
Unfortunately, it comes with the crown.
I got to push back on you a little bit.
Okay.
I think you're being a little bit too PC. Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it. Now, yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant young lady. Nor am I going to take my eyes off of what transpires with the WNBA over the next 2 weeks while Caitlyn Clark is out with the quad strain. And the reason why is because, let me tell you something right now. I'm not going to go to word hate. I'm not going to be out there like RG3 was saying that Angel Reese hates Caitlyn Clark or other players hate Caitlyn Clark. But I will say this. I don't think it's specific about Caitlyn Clark. I think it's what Caitlyn Clark represents.
Stephen A. didn't just check Angel Reese, he dragged her like a TSA-lined suitcase with a bomb-sniffing dog going berserk. He came locked, loaded, and backed up with receipts, sub-receipts, and a full-on dissertation delivered live on national TV. You'd think Angel Reese committed a felony, not fumbled a controversial comment. But there he was, hotter than a microwaved Popeye's biscuit. Eyebrows so furrowed they needed their own GPS coordinates.
This was a basketball play. You understand? It was the heat of the moment. I got it. The fact that the sky was getting romped by 35 certainly didn't help matters. I get all of that too, okay? But the reality of the situation is clear. I think it was a basketball play. I don't think it's much ado about anything. I think both of you are 100% correct in terms of not only attributing it to competition, but loving the fact that they're being allowed to compete. We should not judge.
He kicked things off with his signature, "Let me say this," which in Stephen A. speak translates to, "Brace yourself, it's about to get biblical." And biblical it was. He tore into what he called performative hypocrisy, like he was giving a TED Talk in a courtroom. According to Smith, Angel opened her mouth trying to channel civil rights icon energy, but forgot the golden rule. If you're going to stir the pot, at least season it. Instead, she tossed out controversy like viral bait, and it backfired.
Clark, to one of the footages they show was Angel Reese getting up and clapping and stuff like that. They keep their eyes on stuff like this. Here's where I'm going where the rivalry kicks in. Angel Reese, the reason why, obviously, the whole Caitlyn Clark-Angel Reese thing happened was because when they met in the NCAA tournament in 2023, when Angel Reese was doing all of this, because Caitlyn Clark had been doing that to her opponents when she got the best of them. So Angel Reese and LSU got the best of her, and that's what she did unapologetically, okay?
Stephen A. dissected the situation like a surgeon with a scalpel dipped in truth serum. He questioned the timing, the tone, the delivery. He even joked that Reese must have been watching reality TV instead of practicing free throws. His advice? If you've got beef with Caitlyn Clark, handle it on the hardwood, not on a podcast auditioning for love and basketball too. Twitter wars. The way he said Twitter made it sound like a crime scene.
She balled at Iowa in college. She's balled since she's been in the NBA. She came into the league last year with no break whatsoever between the college game and the pro game and did her thing. Ended up as an all-star, ended up being 4th in the league in MVP voting, was the clear winner for Rookie of the Year. No competition whatsoever in that regard when it was really all said and done. We know what she brings to the table.
And it didn't stop with Reese. Once Stephen A. smells inconsistency, he transforms into a rhetorical bloodhound. He went scorched earth on the entire culture of online outrage, dragging everyone from athletes to armchair activists. His point? The game's getting lost in a fog of hashtags, clout chasing, and identity-driven drama. He wasn't just holding receipts, he was holding up a mirror.
Jackie Robinson of the WNBA will be Caitlyn Clark. If she stays healthy, there's a group of them that would hope for her to be out. But
why do you say she's going to be the Jackie Robinson of the WNBA?
Well,
it's not like she's the first white girl.
She's not the first white girl, but she's the first white superstar at the levels where she's scoring these, the threes she's shooting. She's like a Steph Curry. She's the first actual superstar that people care. When's the last time we watched like college basketball? If I told you, tell me the greatest college basketball female basketball players last 30 years, and you watch I know her. She's our meat, but you look at some of these names, you see some of these people on how they do.
Stephen A. flamed the entire circus of double standards with the precision of a sniper and the passion of a preacher. Reese caught the opening blows, but soon he broadened his target to the ecosystem of clout over competence. He lit up a culture more focused on narratives than numbers, where a missed layup gets overshadowed by viral takes. Meanwhile, Skip Bayless was probably scribbling jealous notes like, "So this is how you deliver a sermon."
I actually feel bad for Angel Reese at this point, and it has nothing to do with like how she's handled herself or anything. It's just simply Caitlyn Clark is so much better than Angel Reese at basketball that it doesn't feel fair.
Yeah, I think Angel Reese is struggling with the fact that Caitlyn Clark is better at her best thing than she is.
She's better at everything.
And
she had a triple-double. She's tied for the third most triple-doubles in WNBA history, and she's played 50 games.
Yeah.
She's just better.
By the end, it felt like Smith was conducting an exorcism on hypocrisy. Fans, players, commentators, no one was safe. He didn't just drop the mic, he launched it into low orbit. And the wild part? Beneath the fire and foot stomping, he was right. Reese tried to fire back on social media, but the meme machine had already turned Steven's monologue into TikToks and reaction videos. She went from Bayou Barbie to cancel culture cautionary tale in 24 hours flat.
Just like call a spade a spade. Racism has been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, and in that way, I do think Caitlyn's being used as a pawn. Caitlyn didn't bring racism to the WNBA. This has been happening, and that I think is what's been such a shock for all of us, that other people are surprised by this. We've been trying to tell you, and once again, for so long, as a player, I would almost joke. I'd be like, I would have loved to have shut up and dribble.
And the scariest part, he didn't even yell the whole time. That's how you know he meant every word. When Stephen A. gets quiet, it's like the eye of a storm calm, deadly and inevitable. One minute he's deconstructing systemic narratives, the next he's comparing Caitlyn Clark's jump shot to Beyoncé at Coachella, and it somehow works. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's just out here dribbling, minding her business, and living rent-free in half the league's heads utilities not included.
Angel Reese is obviously and clearly taking too much heat because I believe a lot of people are using this situation as a cover for their innate vitriol and maybe their innate kind of racism or racial tension or racial misunderstanding. And now that they have been given a reason, at least the reason that they're going to try to take, which is Angel Reese reacting to Caitlyn Clark's foul, now this is their opportunity to say what they always wanted to say, but they needed a mask put on to cover up the innate, whether it's racism or the innate prejudice or just the innate hate that they have for Angel Reese and the ways in which she carries herself. That's my issue with all of this.
Let's call it what it is. Caitlyn Clark has that factor. A deadly combo of Steph Curry's range, Midwestern humility, and a jump shot that makes defenders vanish like smoke. And yeah, the twist? She's white, which wouldn't matter except it does. Because now, The spotlight is blinding, and the reactions are revealing. The WNBA's long fight for visibility just found its lightning rod, and some veterans are reacting like she kicked down the door instead of opening a new one.
First of all, the WNBA has been increasing in revenue way before Caitlyn Clark was even thought of. Also, there have been a lot of women in this industry and in the WNBA specifically who have been fighting and advocating for changes in the league way before Caitlyn Clark even stepped foot in it. Yes, jealousy is a natural reaction and it's a natural emotion and it exists whether people want to own up to it or not. And are there people across both male and female who may have animosity towards Caitlyn Clark for the attention and the awareness and the pedestal that she has been put on? Sure. To lump all women together just further perpetuates this narrative that women are unable to be happy for other women. And as a woman, I find that insulting because one thing
How dare this white girl walk in, pull ratings, land endorsements, and pack arenas like a Taylor Swift tour? Never mind the fact that those fans are now watching your games too. Instead of rolling out the red carpet, some players are offering cold shoulders during warm-ups like it's basketball, bitter edition. Let's not pretend this isn't about justice. It's resentment, and it's making the league look like it can't handle success when it doesn't arrive in a familiar package.
Caitlyn, when your head coach came out with a statement today saying she denounces all the racism that some people have felt in this league, players, trolls online, all those things, as one of the biggest stars in this league, what are your thoughts on the things not only your teammates have to endure, but just the entire league? And obviously, you've spoken on this before, but just now the coach and your team are talking about it as well.
Yeah, it's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats. Those aren't fans, those are trolls, and it's a real disservice to the people in our league, the organization, the WNBA. But there are a lot of really good fans, whether they've been fans for 20 plus years or whether they're new fans in our league.
Caitlyn Clark didn't ask for the crown, she earned it. She didn't buy fame in a lab. She built it bucket by bucket. And now, the WNBA's numbers are soaring. Higher ratings, ticket sales, jersey moves. Capitalism walked into the locker room like, hey, I brought fans. Yet some players are reacting like they're being evicted. The truth is, Clark is forcing a reckoning. Because if this kind of success was always possible, what held it back? Maybe it wasn't just the world ignoring women's basketball, maybe it was internal sabotage.
Angel Reese was drafted number 8 in the same draft as Caitlyn Clark, who was number 1. You don't think Angel Reese thought she should have been number 1 in the draft?
Oh, she was definitely.
That's something to be jealous of right there.
Oh, okay, okay.
Let's be clear. That's not a bad thing. Steph Curry was drafted number 8 or number 7 in the draft.
Yeah.
That Blake Griffin was drafted number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Blake Griffin won Rookie of the Year, Slam Dunk Contest, everything. Curry just stayed in his bag, and then eventually his time came, and that he's the greatest from his class. So it could be that. It could also be, it could just be, I hate that the crowd likes you. It could be, I hate that they love you and they don't love me. It's so many reasons, but it's real. That's what I want people to know. It is real.
And the real kicker, Caitlyn wants everyone to win. She's not gatekeeping, she's passing the ball, hyping teammates, taking punches with class. She's the girl who shows up with cupcakes to practice and still gets side-eyed like she laced the frosting. What we're seeing isn't critique, it's envy. Envy laced with colorism, gatekeeping, and the whisper of, why her and not me? But the answer is obvious, because she delivers on the court and in the media. Fans don't want passive-aggressive pettiness. They want star power. And she brings it.
This is only women that get this. I'm tired of it. Like, here's my thing, you guys. What else? Who are these girls? Who are these girls that are hating on Caitlyn Clark? Are you just combing through Twitter? What else are these women supposed to do? Fawn over her? Fangirl over her? Bend the fucking knee? Kiss the ring? Like, what do you want from them? We cannot, every time the girl plays a game, she got 40 games, guys. She got 35 more games. We are not, every single game, gonna revisit and retread this same tired-ass rhetoric that all these girls are hating on her, and they need to be thankful they have been.
So no, this isn't on Caitlyn. It's on the league. When a rookie walks in and brings everything the WNBA has ever asked for, and the response is pettiness, that's not a flex. That's a failure. Clark is a walking stimulus package. She's not just a player, she's an economy boost in high tops. If she wins, the whole league wins. It's time the WNBA treated her not as a threat, but as the ticket. Because until they do, the haters will keep whispering the same line. The WNBA doesn't know what to do with success unless it fits their script.